Let me ask you something potentially uncomfortable. Why is it that every time someone mentions the poor or justice or generosity, Christians get angry? Why do some of the loudest people in the church fight the hardest against the things Jesus talked about the most? In this final video of this series, I'm going to let you know the real reason. And spoiler, it's not politics. It's something far more personal. And at least for many of you, far more dangerous. All right, so welcome back. This is part 5 in our series looking at Jesus and social justice, the final episode. And today we're going to be talking about what is, at least in my opinion, the number one reason why people hate conversations about justice or social justice today. That reason is greed. Now, I could easily spend an hour talking about why greed is the most destructive force in our culture today. And maybe someday I will. But for now, let me just say this. There's a reason why the Apostle Paul said the love of money is the root of all evil. There's a reason why Jesus taught that we can't serve both God and money at the same time, that we would love one and hate the other. And there's a reason why so many people, including those who call themselves Christians, hate this teaching. All right, let me back up. When I started this series, I noticed something on social media. Anytime someone brought up social justice, somebody would rush into the comments and make mention of Marxism or socialism or communism or wokeism or even anti-Christian. And at first, their reaction, it didn't really make sense to me. At least until I sat with it long enough to see the deeper issue. And before you jump to conclusions and assume that I'm saying that the answer is liberal politics, let me make this clear. I am not.
What I am arguing is that the teachings of Jesus, when actually listened to, challenge both conservative and liberal politics. Both fall far below a much more radical, much more demanding third way, the government of the kingdom of heaven.
Just read the Gospels. Apart from exposing and condemning hypocrisy, Jesus talked about greed more than anything else. So shouldn't his followers also treat that as a central issue? And yet that's not what we find in the institutional church today. Why is that? When Jesus said that the way to be clean was to give to the poor from what you have, what do you think he meant? When he told us that the way to have treasure in heaven was by selling our possessions and giving to the poor. Not lobbying for the government to do it, mind you. Not funding some other big church building. Not outsourcing it to charities. But you personally giving what you possess. What do you think he was getting at? You see, this is where politics gets exposed. Many conservatives argue against the government helping the poor. And many liberals argue in favor of the government helping the poor. But Jesus didn't preach either option. He preached something else, something that's far more costly. You give your money, your resources, your possessions. Jesus never commissioned us to bankroll massive church projects. He never said, make sure a reputable charity takes care of this. He said, you give of what you have to help those with less. And yet, we continuously rationalize ourselves out of obedience. Now, I've heard all the excuses. Teach a man to fish, and so on. And just to be fair, teaching and empowering people is important. But it's not what Jesus was talking about in those moments. Let's not twist his words to make them more comfortable. He said it to the rich young ruler. He said it to his disciples. He said it to the crowds. Sell what you have and give to the poor. So the real question isn't What did he mean? The real question is this: why aren't we doing it? And this brings us full circle. Greed is the limiting factor. Greed is the problem. In Luke 16, the same chapter where Jesus says you can't serve both God and money, Luke tells us that the Pharisees, who were lovers of money, laughed at him. The same group that Jesus called hypocrites because they claimed to believe in God and in love when the truth was just the opposite. And here's the uncomfortable truth. There's a direct link between greed and hypocrisy, between our refusal to help the poor, to help those in need, and our desire to not be exposed for who we really are. So let's make it personal. Why don't you want to help people who have less? Why do you resist seeing injustice in the world and doing something about it? You, personally, I'm talking to you. Why do you oppose helping of refugees, the homeless, or people who need health care, especially when helping them might require you to sacrifice something? Again, I'm not talking about what the government should or should not do. I'm talking about you. Jesus was talking about you. Give from what you have. You know, Sister Teresa once said, if you can't feed 100 people, just feed one. And she's right. You can't solve everyone's problems, but you can solve some, or at least you can help to solve some. So I'm going to end this entire series right here. Enough talk, enough debating, enough theological gymnastics. If you claim to follow Jesus, put your money where your mouth is. Go out today, find someone in need, and give them something, anything, from what you have. It won't fix all their problems, but it might just fix yours. God bless.
All it takes is one seed, all you need is one breath to ask someone in need. So all you got is one life and a oneness with He. When our faith is worn down, let's remember one day, to start a journey, how many steps it take to change my heart, how many prayers it take to say the word, how many persons it take. So let's trust in the one who already done. All it takes is one, all it takes is one, all it takes is one. Do you believe in this? Yeah, He already won, He already won, He already won. Are you receiving this? Yeah, you can be someone, you can be someone, you can be someone. Share what Jesus teach. All you need is one, all you need is one. All you need is one, all you need is one. A single drop inside the ocean can begin a wave. A loving coming from a stranger can brighten the day. A choice to help with